76th Son of Mankind. With Brian Cronin, Walter Flanagan, and Brian Johnson. This week's episode.
Sunday Jeffosaurus.
Welcome to Tell 'em Steve Dave presents Overkill. And we've got a special guest, Sunday Jeff, here, along with me and Walt and Q.
Hello.
Q. Sunday Jeff, you only like coming around when it's spooky.
Yeah, it's always
Right.
spooky.
Do you believe in spooks?
Oh, no.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, so I just bleeped something Sunday Jeff said that don't come up to a con and ask me what he said because I can't tell you.
It was very funny, but it ain't the 90s, bro. You can't be
90s, 2000, who
you
cares
can't be
anymore?
cracking fucking jokes like that. People don't like jokes like that no more.
But people don't like
People
jokes
don't
at
like
all.
anything. People don't like anything.
You could get away with it back in the day, not now.
Yeah, I think if you were sitting on a porch sipping lemonade in the deep south in, say, 1920, that would have went over real well.
I mean, it went over well in the room.
That's true.
Did it? I think it.
I'm still laughing.
I mean, does Sunday Jeff get a pass, though?
No,
Jewish. Come on. Everybody's always
no, he does not get a
ranking on
pass.
Jews and stuff. No pass for Sunday
No
Jeff.
pass for Sunday Jeff.
This guy's saying before we make shitty missiles.
Is it? Well, there's a non sequitur.
Deflection, I like it.
We were talking about how we're talking about North Korea, and you and Q were very confident in the Star Wars
The
program.
abandoned Star Wars
That
program, right?
there's not a chance that anybody launching a missile, a nuclear missile towards America, that the missile would ever get here because of we would shoot it down. And I say, I don't know. Is it really that easy to shoot down a missile? And has it ever been done in the history of warfare? I mean, I know that they were sending Patriot missiles up at those Scuds in the 90s, but it wasn't that great of a hit ratio. There was some misses, and if you miss just one,
Well, especially if it's a nuke, you've got a problem.
I don't think they ever abandoned the missile defense program. I think that thing's fucking up and running.
You think it's still going on?
Oh, I think that they have computerized that to the point where they don't even need human eyes on it. They just hit a button and the computer's like, "Let me take out the missiles for you, buddy."
That's what it says.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself to sleep at night, Walt.
is it more of a comfort, ignorant?
Oh yeah, ignorance is complete bliss. I'm ready for the ignorance ears. I don't want to know anything that's going on off of Staten Island and outside of Red Bank.
Dude, you're on the totally other coast, right? Like
Yeah.
North Korea. Well, I find it shocking that people are finally getting around to paying attention to these guys. Like, they know they're developing nukes the entire time. They know
Right.
they're fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
They know that there's these weird concentration camps. But since they're not bothering us, nobody really says anything. And now they're bothering us.
That's it. Now they're taking American citizens hostage.
Did they?
They did it again today
Oh,
or yesterday.
we gotta drop a bomb. We gotta drop a mother of all bombs on them.
Yeah, war's coming.
Is it?
Yeah, that guy's fucking nuts.
Do you think
The whole country's nuts.
Now again, do you believe everything
Except for the ones that are starving to death.
that is reported?
No, they're crazy. They're crazy. They're all fucking brainwashed over there.
Again, but is he really crazy, or is it an act, a great act to put everybody on their heels? Because he's
No, he's got that whole country
what end,
under his
though?
thumb.
because he gets to act. He gets to be the wild card. He gets to be treated with more kid gloves because he's got this. He's permeating this feeling of like he's insane. We don't
He
know
is.
what, but what has he done that's insane though? What has he done that's insane to
Well, the mass murder of his people.
Okay. So every despot who's done that is insane.
I would think that's the definition. Yes.
That's definitely one of the hallmarks of insanity is you watch millions of people die under your rule and you don't give a fuck. Or you totally buy into like, well, the sun rises because of me and my dad who, used to rise because of him. So let's make a song about it and the whole country can sing it. I mean, it's delusional. It's totally delusional.
But so all the other countries that have the same kind of level of like where the leaders are living in chocolates and lavender and the citizens are eating dirt. They're living in palaces and their citizens. So is every leader?
Well, let me put it to you. What can you name a dictator that isn't roundly regarded as fucking nuts? In the past, whether it be Pol Pot or Stalin, who really was way worse than Hitler, but didn't get his due.
What about the guy who's the leader of Iran? Insane?
Ayatollah Khomeini?
Well, no,
back in the day.
Back in the day. Well, let's
Sunday
talk about
Jeff,
right
is
now.
your phone going off?
No.
Or there's no text coming through or anything? Mm-hmm. I keep hearing it like tick 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 tick.
Hear it now?
Nah. Who's the leader of Iran right now?
Well,
I mean, come on. He's the leader of Iran. Of course he's fucking nuts. Because they all believe in, like, Sharia law and shit, right? Unless I'm wrong.
So I'm saying, but so is every despot, is every dictator insane?
Yeah.
Really?
To a degree.
To a degree.
If you have that much power and you're not using it to make people's lives better, you're nuts.
But the definition, like the legal definition of insane, or like the common man's, like, oh, that guy.
I think there's definitely a megalomania.
Yeah, there's personality disorder going on
there.
Ali Khamenei. Yeah, it's pretty close. Since 1989, supreme leader. Yeah, it is your phone, Sunday. You're texting over there.
Jesus Christ.
Like a little 16-year-old girl checking your fucking Snapchat.
Who are you texting?
Are you playing Simpsons?
Why are you swiping right on that phone? What are you up to?
Yeah, Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, the second that your country is like the religion comes first, you've got a problem.
Well, that's not North Korea.
Like it was like the Catholic United States of America.
It once was.
What,
back
Catholic?
in the good old days.
Come on. They know it was never called that.
But basically it was.
Yeah, I remember those good old days, like in Salem, when they're like, "Hey, there's a witch." The next thing you know, you're swinging a gallows hill.
So other than him starving his people, this cuckoo in North Korea,
brainwashing his people.
Is that all you can point to as far why like everybody is so quick to be like he's insane?
No,
there's secret police. You can't do anything.
You can't have opinion. They drive around these vans with fucking megaphones on it, just spouting his message constantly.
Is Putin insane?
Yeah, because you're not allowed to tweet a meme of him dressed as a gay clown.
So who's not insane as the leader of their country?
Trump. USA. USA.
At one time we could have said America. Not anymore. I think like small countries, like say you got like a little country like Finland, like whoever runs Finland.
Yeah.
I bet you they're pretty normal.
Countries that are don't ever really, they're not in the mix. They don't really get spoken about. They kind of mind their own business, and they go about Sweden, Canada.
Not Sweden, not anymore, because they let in too many immigrants, and now like there's tons of fucking violence and shit going on over there.
But
so now Sweden's taking
their leaders,
hits.
though, they're not perceived as insane.
No, well, Germany wasn't either. And then she let in a bunch of immigrants, and people got pissed at her, because all these immigrants coming from Africa.
Well, they were refugees, not immigrants. I think there's a difference.
Oh, is there, Quinn? Incidentally, I want to tell you, motherfuckers, you think you're woke?
Yeah.
Let me tell you who's woke at this table.
All right.
The motherfucker who's been dialoguing with Chelsea Clinton on multiple occasions on Twitter.
What the fuck does that even mean?
You're
cracking wise-ass jokes at her.
I tweeted
You're not having political discourse.
She has no idea who she's speaking to.
I know she doesn't, otherwise she'd never answer me.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
All right, well, that fucking fell through. No, I think I might be hanging out with her soon. I think we can come up with a plan.
She's a married mother of one,
I don't care
two,
about
right?
her.
She's
I
not
want
doing
to hang out with her dad, man. I don't want to hang out with Slick Willie. I want to hear some stories of the fucking Oval Office.
He's just going to start cracking them out for you.
Do
Yeah.
you think he's going to pull behind the curtain for you?
Yeah. Well, thanks to you, no, because you're like, he can't keep his mouth shut. And then, like,
That's true. Willie will he goes, I listened to Tom Steve Dave 84. I know that I can't tell you anything.
yeah, I mean, it would do him good, though, right?
Who?
Tell all Slick Willie?
Nah.
No. Wouldn't help him.
He should just fucking keep his head down, too.
Yeah, I
Be
think they
quiet.
both are.
Yeah.
I think they're done. Their days of being in the working for the public are probably over. They should just be grandparents. And
That's a good thing.
yeah.
It's a good thing.
Well, maybe Chelsea Clinton will eventually run for office, and then I'll be her fucking advisor, just like Ivanka Trump.
Why do you even want to do that?
You wouldn't. If Chelsea Clinton becomes president, and she's like, "Hey, I need an advisor." Q.
I'd be like, the fact that you asked me shows that you're not ready to be president. Nobody should be
Well,
looking.
you're smart. You got a
Yeah.
good head on your shoulders.
I don't disagree with that, but I do have a very narrow view of things. I don't think that we need narrow views in the Oval Office. I think we need broad views.
Use
Yes.
broad issues.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Yeah, but I even did that just to make fun of fucking dopes. So
I would have nominated Sunday Jeff until that comment a few minutes ago. So we might get vaporized. Who knows?
well, surely
What are you
the
gonna
West
do?
Coast gets vaporized, not us.
West Coast, yeah,
But if you're on the West Coast, you happen to be there quite a bit,
Now we're talking tragedy.
yeah.
right?
Yeah, now we're talking tragedy.
Because how many people are going to want to try to get out of there when they hear that, you know?
How long do you have? Like, how long would it take for a missile to get
I
from?
don't know.
Like, probably not too long, right?
Yeah, I'll look it
What
up.
is this, man? Okay, go ahead, Q. Look it up. Well, I keep hearing like tick, tick, tick. Sorry, I apologize. I don't know why it's doing this, but
How long
Well, maybe shut your phones off.
I think Sunday Jeff is playing Farmville over there
Why don't you shut your phone off?
My phone's over there.
because I need
Yeah,
it to
but-
refer to shit.
No, you don't.
I'll put it down.
Don't even have my phone on me, brother.
I'll put it down here.
There you go.
How long, Q? How long before? Did you grow up? Like, I mean, we all grew up in the Cold War. Did you think about it a lot when you were young?
Never.
Never, huh? I thought about it all the time because you'd be watching commercials and that emergency broadcast system thing would come on
Whoa.
pretty quick.
No, but this just came out an hour ago.
Uh-oh.
North Korea is saying that they
Get
are
on the mic.
prepared.
Get on the mic.
North Korea says that they are prepared to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier.
I mean, they're asking
Hence
for
insane.
it, right?
Prepared.
North Korea said on Sunday, today, when we're recording this, it was ready to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier to demonstrate its military might in the latest sign of rising tensions as U.S. President Donald Trump prepared to call the leaders of China and Japan. Whoa.
Now, that is the definition of insane. To attack a country that could fucking obliterate you. Because if he does it, it's over.
It's over.
In what way?
It's over for him. They're just going to go in
You
there
know-
and
you
they're going to
can't-
start
you
fucking
can't-
bombing. If they sink a fucking
Yeah,
aircraft
but, okay, I know
carrier?
You're talking about obliterate them, not with the big ones.
No, not with nukes. I would be really surprised if anyone actually used nukes. And it is funny that America's like, you can have nukes, you can't have nukes. And it's like we're the only one who ever used nukes on anyone twice.
We know what we're doing. We
Yeah.
have experience.
Yeah, but like you tell other countries, like, no, you're too crazy. Like you guys are too out of control. Any fucking African country, right? They're like, look, there's a new fucking leader every 2 minutes.
Well, I don't think that they are not in a position.
They're not going to give Coney a nuke.
Yeah, but they're in no position that they're so far. They're probably light years away from developing nukes. In some of those small countries like
Oh, yeah.
that. I mean, I don't even think that's that's not even an issue.
No, but like, why? Why? Like, they were all over Iraq's ass for the longest time about the weapons inspectors and the nuke shit, which they didn't have. They ended up not having. But North Korea was just chugging along the entire time, developing a program.
It's way more difficult, man. It's like it's not easy, man. You're talking about a lot of bloodshed and a lot of a lot of fortune and lives are going to be lost by going to war with this country. I mean,
Well, fortunes will be made too, not by us.
but a lot, and you want to try to do everything possible to avoid all that.
Well, I think they are, but when you start fucking sinking aircraft carriers,
Well, they're just talking about it.
Still a threat.
Well, he's got to fucking say that because of their missile launch the other day was embarrassing.
Did you hear how why it went kaput?
No, why?
Cyber warfare.
oh, he's like, somebody hacked me. Like it's his fucking Twitter account.
What?
He's like the Kim
Hacked
Jong Un
coordinates?
said that somebody hacked him.
Well, no, he's not admitting it, but it's almost like common knowledge that somebody. We don't. No one is taking responsibility for doing it, but somebody hacked and fucked up the missile launch.
I mean, this one missile goes 15,000 miles per hour, pumps out decoys as it goes.
Oh my god! So much for your Star Wars
Holy
program.
fuck. Wow. That's pretty fucking fast.
15,000 miles an hour. So from Korea,
That's
to
Russia, though,
Seattle.
not Korea.
Okay.
Wow. But that's fuck. So you would have, Jesus, I mean, no time at all.
20 minutes.
No, you may as well not even
You couldn't
run.
even book a private flight out there.
No, you'd have to go deep on the ground. Hopefully there's a shelter nearby or something. But you're fucked.
Yeah,
Brian
like
Quinn's fucked.
even if the true TV jet's on standby, you're still fucked.
I gotta get out there and like get the propellers started.
Who else on the network is able to get on the plane besides the Jokers?
Let's say
you like what Buddy
The
Holly did?
magician? Does he get on?
Let's say there's 8
The
seats.
magician?
Yeah, he's got it.
What's his name?
Michael Carbonaro's
Carbonaro.
on.
Carbonaro's on the plane.
Okay, so you got 3 seats left.
Adam ruins everything. Adam Conover, they get him on.
Billy Eichner or no?
No.
No, Billy he doesn't make the cut.
Billy
Good.
Eichner does not make the cut.
Good.
Does not.
Simi getting on?
Simmy's in New York.
Okay.
Eichner
I was going to say, leave him behind.
is bigger than everybody, but I think there's
Leave him and
I think
Eichner
there's
to fucking vape together.
Are you keeping Simmy dead?
It's not like I hold a grudge about funerals or anything, but still.
People will not let that rest on Twitter, incidentally.
Well, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It's
Funerals will never rest in peace.
I would love to shoot an episode here. I think we should for the website. Do an
we should
episode
have
of
with when
funerals.
Fatone was here. He's well known enough.
Yeah, he'd be good.
That he would.
He's in New York this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll talk to him.
You think this is scaring people to talk to this discussion we're having right now? To listeners who might be tuning in or listening in, you think they're a little nervous hearing?
I think they're rolling their eyes that we're even fucking talking about
They're
it.
like they're so stupid.
These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Why are they wasting their time? My time.
You don't
It's
think
way
that
more
the
fun to
of
talk.
Nuclear warfare isn't scary.
What are you going to
No.
do? It's completely out of my hands.
Well, I was going to say, well, guess what's about to get scarier because we got overkill topics, even scarier. Than nukes.
Scarier than being fucking incinerated within seconds and not even knowing
What's
it's coming.
that shadow called, Jeff?
Atomic Shadows.
Even scarier than an atomic shadow.
Oh, like when the flash and then you see the shadows of people. Okay.
I just need the world to hold together. Maybe 45 more years. That's it. The day after
5 more years. What'll that make you?
It'll be 85.
86.
86.
86. That's your ticket.
I would like to
Punch
make
your
it to
ticket out
85.
86.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose? 86? Like, yo, I'm 86th. I'm out.
No, that's pretty good though.
Right.
And my fire truck was 86, letter 86.
What's that from?
that'd be
Is that
good.
a reference from something?
No, like they're like 86 that in the like in restaurant parlance, or they're like, it means like kill it or
Oh, really?
yeah, cancel it, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care what happens after I die.
I mean, even at
Most people
86,
do.
wouldn't it be cool to go out seeing like some weird shit going on in the world? Like, when that really doesn't like, well, I'm 86. It doesn't
If you're
really matter.
86 and you see a mushroom cloud, I'd be like, I've lived exactly as long as I wanted to. Because that would be pretty fucking amazing. If you're like, holy shit, man.
What a way to go. What a way to go.
I used to have nightmares after that. The Man Who Saw Tomorrow, the Nostradamus thing in 84 or something, I think. There was a documentary on HBO. The whole thing's boring, except for
date.
at the very end when they
Predict
talk
the
about, he predicts, New York getting blown up and shit. And from my parents' house, you can see New York City. So I would have dreams constantly of like seeing the mushroom cloud and that wave, like that shock wave coming over the water and shit.
This just brought up a memory I haven't thought of in so long. Do you remember a movie in the 80s called The Day After?
The Day After.
Oh yeah,
Day After.
and everybody thought it was real.
And it was like a big event, big TV event of the day. You know, like there wasn't. I don't know if there was cable. Was all around all that prevalent. You remember this, Q? The Day After.
I do not. I think I was too young
It
for
was on a
this.
Sunday night, and I remember. This is so weird because I'm thinking about an 85-year-old man. I was at home. It was on, and I turned it on to watch it. And my grandfather was over, and we were watching it. And my mom got annoyed at the first commercial break. She's like, "Turn this off. We need to watch this kind of stuff with Grandpa here."
not the kids.
She was annoyed because I was like, it was going to like it was too disturbing for him. But I'm like, I didn't get it. I don't know if she was just using that as an excuse.
Turn that TV back on, God damn it! I'm old enough to watch what I want.
I don't know if she would never even.
I welcome
it.
to fiery death.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, not the kids are going to get freaked out.
Yeah, but she was
the dude who's got one foot in the grave is going to get upset.
He didn't.
He's looking out the window waiting for.
Oh, really? He was
quite a long time
spry?
after that, but it was weird that she felt like it wasn't family fare for a Sunday evening with Grandpa.
Right.
I guess I could see.
I remember watching it.
I could give her that. It was kind of dark and depressing.
Well, I do remember watching it, but it being annoying that they reminded you that it wasn't real. Because I think of the.
Well, who fucking thought it was real?
Well, the Orson Welles thing.
People are. I mean, come on.
They thought it was.
Like the shit you see on the internet, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's real," you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been the same, especially in a world where you don't have the internet. So people might be like, "Well, how the fuck do I find out if this is real?"
Well, even the day after, there was no internet either.
Yeah, but
that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
people couldn't go. Like, if they just played it straight through. But it's like, once you see a Campbell Soup commercial, you can pretty much assume that they're not breaking from a nuclear holocaust to talk about fucking chicken soup.
I was just pissed that there was no fucking giant locusts or ants during the movie. You know,
Nothing was mutated. It wasn't like Food of the Gods or anything.
Damnation Alley.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you afraid of a nuclear holocaust, Sunday Jeff? What do you do?
Well, it hasn't happened by now. I mean, the 80s was the big time with all the new. How many movies were in the 80s about nuclear warheads? War Games, Manhattan Project. There's tons of movies about
Okay,
it.
so you think but the doomsday clock has never been closer to striking doomsday, and if it hasn't happened now, I don't understand that rationale.
He's like, the last good Doomsday movie was The Road. So if we're basing it on movies, then no, I'm not afraid.
What are you going to do? Like you said,
Why are you basing
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that
the
that was.
world on how good movies have been lately?
I mean, if Red Heat came out today,
People
sure, I'd
worried
be
about
scared
nuclear
shitless.
arms. You know, you're the one that's worried about it. I'm not worried about shit. It's like you said, it's out of your control.
Don't take this Sunday, Jeff. Get angry, buddy.
He's a dope. Listen to him. You're worried about nuclear warheads. This is the guy that got fucking iron pills. Remember what that shit with
oh yeah,
going over to buying iron pills, locking himself in a basement like a scared fucking
no,
rabbit.
It was iodine.
Scared
pills.
fucking rabbit.
You got, what was this?
Remember when the earthquake hit Japan and they
Yeah.
and then their nuclear plant went
That's still all
Shazbot.
fucked up. They still
Right.
can't get near that.
Shazbot.
they were
Shazbot?
saying, buy iodine pills in case the atomic cloud makes its way here, it gets in
For the water?
the water will come down and rain on you. So I
That'll
went
help
out and
you.
brought some iodine pills.
Why would you just get bottled water?
No, iodine pills, you take them and it helps with the atomic residue.
Oh, so like your hair wouldn't fall
How long do you
out
think
and
that's
shit.
going to last?
What do you mean? How long do I think?
How long
it's
do you
gonna
think
last?
that's going to last? You still got to go outside eventually. What do you think? It just goes away? That dust just dissipates in like a day or two, and you're good to go.
Well, if the sun comes out, yeah.
Burns it off.
Everything's okay. The sun's out.
Yeah, it's not raining no more. I don't have to worry about atomic raindrops.
Yeah.
What's all
no
the dead
acid
birds
rain.
in our lawn? Nothing's flying. There's all dead animals all over
Yeah,
the
but
place.
it's not. But it wouldn't be enough to be catastrophic. It would just be kind of an annoyance for us in America.
Your teeth get a little soft.
Hey, look at the stuff that with just 9/11 with the dust. How many people died from cancer illnesses just from that? How long
Right.
did it take for that?
Yeah, but they were like. They were
Not
right on
everybody
top
was
of
just
it.
not everybody. A lot of
A
people
lot of
died from
those
it.
care workers and all the.
Oh, yeah, like the first responders and shit.
Are breathing in like asbestos and
Well, they didn't take their iodine pills. I guess.
And the whole city is not feeling.
Quite a bit of
well,
people
not yet.
Yeah, exactly, not yet. They were like the first responders were more prone to it. It was more elevated.
Yeah, I remember like on certain days the wind would blow it towards Staten Island. You could smell it.
You can smell it in Jersey.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
But I'm not sure what your rationale.
I used iodine suppositories every day. Yeah, I'm still.
So Jeff's like, I'm sorry, I have radiation sickness. I don't know what I'm saying.
Let me put my ear back on. I didn't hear what the fuck you said.
Movies that are, if it hasn't happened yet because of movies.
What I'm saying is people were more aware of, like the 80s was really a prime time for.
Well, it was the Cold War.
Yeah, it was more in your face then than it is now. The only reason it's in now because of this freaking nut in Korea.
Yeah, but there's a lot more. All these countries are trying to get nukes. Way more than there was capable in the 80s. No other powers were able to acquire.
So what are you going to
do? Let's march. Let's do something.
Okay, march is going to stop the missile?
March against who?
Why are we not marching?
Let's get our leaders get our leaders in the world to know to see that we don't want this. We don't want to live in a world like this.
Let's get the Tes ants and start marching, son.
People won't give a shit.
You don't think that? You don't think some?
I don't think Iran's going to stop because we march down the streets of Red Bank.
But we also inspire Iranians, though, to march.
What's that?
We also inspire the Iranian citizens to march, too, that they see us marching, they're like...
Yeah, and they get shot down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One step. And then suddenly it's like, what are you doing? Nothing. Launch some more nukes, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. What are you going to do?
46 more years.
That's
all I need.
That's all you need.
And if not, well...
What am I going to do?
Do you try to... Did you see The Road?
Mm-mm. Well, that was a meteorite.
What, The Road?
That was implied that was a meteorite.
Right, I thought they never said.
They didn't ever explicitly said it, but they did mention like a fire in the sky or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But like that kind of,
or maybe I'm thinking the book because I read the book was a tough read.
Well, he doesn't like punctuate anything. Yeah. Basically, it's an existence of survival.
It's horrible.
You're just like you're in rags. You're so happy if you find get them like a can of beans.
Yeah. And
then somebody's trying to steal your can of beans, and then you got to worry about cannibals and shit. How can I fight off cannibals? I got a fucking bum knee, man.
I understand.
And I'm fat. Cannibals going to fucking come right after me.
It's not an existence even worth living if you manage to survive the bomb blast.
And you're a guy who likes to live, so like sky is fucking gray with ash. Nobody's around except like you and say Deb and the kids. And now you got the dogs, and you got a cart that you got to pull around with you and put your fucking shit on. And every 2 seconds, somebody's like, "Hey man, check them out. They got beans," and you got to fucking run.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a fun existence.
No,
we probably wouldn't live long enough for the rebuild to get back to where we were.
I'd say not, because if it's fucking up to guys like you and me, like to get the fucking like electrical grid back online and shit.
Well, electricians, I'm sure some electricians will survive.
Some will,
yeah.
But I mean, will the guys who know how to get like the power grid going to get electric and shit to a city or even a town? Like, I'm not talking about somebody on like a fucking exercise bike, like generating fucking electric for a couple lamps or something. Like, we had the hurricane, man, and it sucked balls for like 10 days. Yeah. No electric, no food, no gas, nothing. 1,000 times worse than that.
Showed you how, just how soft the 2017 man is.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Fucking for sure.
I mean, it really shows you how ill-equipped we are for, some of us are. There's some people out there that are waiting for it and like, I can't wait for that shit.
Like survivalists and shit. And they're not as ready as they think they are. They ain't ready.
No,
they may be a little more ready.
Some of them are, though. Some of them want to shit in a bucket.
Yeah. He's not working today, but he would confirm that if he was. All right, sports fans, did you hear the news? FanDuel just launched fantasy golf, as if it couldn't get more boring.
Hey, come on, man. I love fantasy golf.
Yeah.
I didn't even know such a thing existed.
It does now,
Sounds
thanks to
great.
FanDuel. And I'm going to need to read every word on this copy because I got in trouble for not reading shit. Here's the thing. If you want to know about fantasy golf, Q, because
You got in trouble
excited.
from FanDuel?
Nah.
Oh,
Just
all
in general, missing stuff.
I'm actually interested to hear about this. This shocks me that there's people out there who will bet on
Who have
who have
fantasy
played
golf
fantasy
players.
golf.
It's
You
easy.
need a better fucking fantasy if you fucking are fantasizing about golf.
Like you fantasize about everything else, and you're like, "What's left? Golf, I guess." Like, I can name like maybe 3 golfers, and then I'd be like, I don't know.
I don't even know if you can name 3. I know you're going to go with Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus.
Okay, yeah, but they don't even play that. Jack
Oh,
Nicklaus is
current?
current golfers.
I don't even know if Tiger Woods still plays.
I don't know if he is.
Yeah, okay, so then I can name 0 golfers for my fantasy team.
Happy Gilmore.
Pick, yeah, man. How about Happy Gilmore? It's easy. Pick 8 golfers for your team, stay under the salary cap, and score points for eagles, birdies, pars, and more. There's something for everyone. Lots of contests to choose from, starting at just $1. Watch your score live and win cash prizes. Basically, you're like, I hope this guy does good, right?
Well, it's all fantasy sports.
Because it's not a team. It's like a guy.
Yeah, but that's all fantasy sports. Is you're just picking guys and you're going on their performance.
You wonder how
And then
they
you make your
score it,
own
though.
team with
Yeah.
the guy.
You wonder how they score in a fantasy. Like, since I don't know much about golf, this may be the hardest thing we've ever had to push.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's also
Even harder than fucking strawberries.
Are you? No, that was easy.
Sherry's berries.
Yeah, Sherry's berries was easy. It was one and done.
It wasn't very easy.
Yeah. Hey, nice. Excited about baseball, Walt? I know you are because it's like second to fucking golf in terms of being
No,
totally
not even
boring.
close.
I love
Baseball is way more exciting than golf.
The season just started, which means daily fantasy baseball is back on FanDuel. Talk about my experience playing on FanDuel. It was awesome. Every 2.5 million players have won a cash prize playing fantasy sports. Experience and fun and excitement of fantasy sports like this never before. Try fantasy golf, try fantasy baseball, try both. To get started, new users will get FanDuel's combo 5-pack valued at up to $50. That's 5 free entries to a combination of 50-50 beginner. They never correct the misspellings on this copy. Just finish in the top half to win cash. To get your 5 free entries, go to FanDuel.com, click the Join Now button, and enter promo code TESD. That's FanDuel.com, promo code TESD.
All right. I mean, this is depressing.
Yeah, all right. Let's get into now that we're a half hour in. Start talking about some scary stuff, not this bullshit.
Yeah, not fake shit like
If the
nuclear.
bombs are dropping,
Yeah,
I say pop on a TSD. Doesn't matter which episode.
right.
Just get a suntan,
Yeah.
right? Well, I mean, that would be a nice way to go out, right?
Get on the lawn like they do with the Memorex commercial and just put the fucking lamp at a TSD with two speakers and watch
Like, do you
the cloud
really
in the
want to
background.
be? I mean, do you really want to be gathered around with your family and everybody's scared, and you're like, there's nothing I can do about it, man. I'm fucking impotent. Or would you rather be sitting around this table? Tell him, Steve Dave.
No, I didn't mean us. I meant the listeners.
No, I mean us too, though. What else am I doing? Yeah, you would sit there with your family.
Got to, man. Spend those last minutes together.
Can I come over?
We'll see.
I'll let you know the day.
He would shut his door in my face. I know it.
Forget him would
Well,
get in.
I'm scared. They're like, we don't have enough iodine for you. Slam.
The light turns off.
Yeah, like,
The light's going off.
Slide the beans under the door.
they don't even have a curtain they can peek out of. I can see right in.
Can I borrow the bucket? No.
Whoa, where are you going, buddy? Let me over. Let me in.
Can I borrow the bucket? Yeah, I need to take a shit. I know you got a shit bucket in there.
You see his atomic shadow in the morning.
All right. So, how we leading off with this? What the fuck did I do with my glasses? God damn it.
Everybody
Oh,
got it.
here they are.
What?
Everybody got it. Everybody got an overkill.
No. I'm still fucking getting over the thrashing I took on the fucking Prussian kissing devil.
Oh, really? You still feeling? Still licking your wounds?
I bring in a legit
You're so
cursed
full of
object, and fucking people don't have the fucking gratitude to accept it at face value.
Yeah, you did.
Translated as,
Yeah, it wasn't-
I totally forgot we were doing overkill. So let me play the victim card.
Fuck
He's
you,
not
dude.
lying, though.
Everybody's a victim today. Why can't I be? Why can't I get in on this victim
Yeah,
mentality?
you did take a drubbing. That's true.
Yeah.
You brought in one of the most unique overkill stories
Of all time.
I know.
It will
Ever.
it'll go down in TSD lore. People still were annoyed at you. I could see why you'd be a little hesitant to
Gun-shy.
get back on that horse.
I am.
Yeah, a
Look
lot
at
of people thought you're an asshole.
it. Yeah. Sonny Jeff, have you experienced anything with the skull?
No, other than get them taking pictures of it when they first got it here.
I'll tell you a shocker.
Might have desecrated
I'll tell you reveal something. I didn't know if I should reveal it, but about
Are these
question-
real glasses you're wearing?
No, these are CVS.
Oh, they look pretty good.
Well, thank you. Somebody we know has been making contributions to the skull and wishing for things.
Yeah, I've noticed that
shocker.
the $5 in there are piling up.
No, I haven't been taking any.
Well,
So
is it-
that money has if it
Comes
that's
from
in
Get
there.
'em?
It's not get 'em. It's someone that shocked me. Someone that really just blew
So
me
the
away.
only other person with the key here.
No, it
Oh,
was.
really?
It's somebody that we know.
Kevin Smith?
That's not Kevin.
Walt's getting nervous.
I think you're going to be stunned because I was just like, this blew my mind that this person was making. What's it called when you make
An offering.
offering to the skull for in hopes of receiving good luck? It was almost sad, and
Is this Chief?
it's not Chief, but you're very, very close.
Ming?
It's Ming. Ming has.
What the fuck could he wish for? More than he already has. The guy seems to have the life of basically like, an 80s rock
all
star,
right.
but still a rock star.
But why do you think he has that life?
Oh, you think it's because of the skull? Well, maybe you're not such a dickhead
He
after
kind
all.
of had it before he brought
Proof
the
is in
skull
the
down.
pudding. Yeah, but now he has no pesky day job to fucking stop him from living to the extreme.
But I wouldn't have even known if Gidim didn't just nonchalantly said, Ming made a contribution to the skull today. And I thought he was kidding around. And I was just like, what? I go, you're not serious, are you? And he goes, yeah. He asked me to open it up. And he went over. He quietly put his money in and sat there, looked at the skull, and then walked away from it. And I texted him because he was on the road. I was like, what is going on? Why did you do that? And he said that, well, he made it before he went to Pittsburgh, and something happened in Pittsburgh. He said that it paid off.
He's like, I'm the Pinocchio of humans. I want to be a real boy.
I'm not fucking around. This is
I believe it. I tell
it's
you.
weird.
But he didn't tell you what happened in
I didn't ask him
Pittsburgh?
because I didn't want to know because I
Because you knew it had to do with
this guy's
sucking somebody
this
off.
dude's a Catholic though. He really shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, his wife says the same thing.
What?
His wife, what did she
He shouldn't be making offerings to
I think
false
it
gods.
was about the skull.
She was-
Honestly, because Ming told me that she gave him a hard time about something, and she was like, "Oh, you're a Catholic. You shouldn't do something like that." And it was something about the skull, I believe, but I
Are
didn't.
you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding around. I swear to God.
And he still made the offering even though his wife said,
Shockingly, his wife was like, "I'm unhappy with what you're doing," and he didn't give a fuck. I'm so surprised as the next guy.
are you lying or are you serious?
No, I swear to God.
Because I'm not lying. I thought it was very, very odd behavior.
But-
and I know it wouldn't, and no one would have known about it. He's doing it on the quiet. He's not doing it to bring attention to himself. He didn't think anybody would even know.
doesn't shock me that Ming would.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. For me personally, I'm very shocked by that.
But it's sacrilegious, right? If
He's a
you're
Catholic?
offering money to basically a demon.
He could go to hell for that. He gets up there when he's up there and went up at the gates. Who's up and beating him?
Right.
Who's that angel?
St. Peter?
Oh, St. Peter, yeah.
I would think that's the first thing that's going to come up. He's going to be like,
No, that's the
think
second
so?
thing. I sell comics is the first thing. Answer for your sins.
an affront.
Yeah, an affront to podcasters everywhere. I got a podcast. What the fuck, bro? I Sell Comics.
It's Satan's favorite podcast.
Wow, I wonder what. And he didn't tell you what he wished for, huh? Or what he was. He's like something worked out.
To be fair to Ming, I didn't ask him. I just texted him and said, "Did you really do that?" And he said, "Yes." Because before I went to Pittsburgh, I stopped in and I made an offering. I didn't even answer it because I was just like, "This is so weird." It's very weird.
Hey man, it works. The fucking thing works. What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean,
You have a rare item in that possession.
all right. You're not more shocked by this Sunday, Jeff?
No.
That Ming is doing it?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's kind of multiple occasions. So it worked once, and then he's like, "Holy shit, it works!" And then he's like, he has that like superstitious.
Have you ever believed in throwing a penny in a wishing well?
Have I done it? Sure, I've done it.
Have you ever believed it would work?
No, I just throw it to get rid of the change in my pocket.
Q?
When I was younger, sure.
I mean, isn't this the equivalent of a wishing well?
Well, this is real. So no, I don't think wishing wells are real.
The other one's a wish.
But it's also been neutralized with that holy salt that Father Lance put on it.
Well, we don't know how it works. I don't know.
We just know it works.
Yeah, we just know it works. There were a lot of letters in there too. People mailing in stuff.
Sad letters too.
Yeah,
sad letters.
Really?
Yeah.
It gives them hope.
Dear kissing devil. I think my podcasting partner's going to break up with me because I wouldn't swallow. I said, look, Mike, podcasting partner, it's too gross. You blow ropes all over. Please make him stop.
I'll give you 10.
What do you got, Walt?
And then if that's what the wish was for Pittsburgh, Mike bowed to Pittsburgh. He didn't have to blow him then.
He didn't have to blow him, yeah, and we did very well.
Wait, Mike bowed
He got paid to not blow Mike. Holy shit. If anyone denies the power of the skull, it's crazy.
There you go.
What do you got?
Sunday Jeff, if you ever start your own business, right, you're going to need to go to ziprecruiter.com. Mm-hmm. That's where you post your job to find the best candidates. What kind of, if you could have any business, what business would you open?
Nowadays, who the fuck knows?
Video store, maybe?
What place?
The arcade place over there.
I think he meant.
I meant like renting
movies.
VHS.
4K Ultra HD rental store.
Posting your job in just one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. You got your VHS store. You're like, all right, I'm going to need a clerk that knows about all these movies and shit and can recommend good stuff. You're not going to let some schmuck just come in off the street. You go to ziprecruiter.com. You post your job, and all the top job sites are going to see it. 100 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city, industry, nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in. And what's nice about that is you get to reject a lot of people. If you only have one job, you get to shoot down a bunch of people and crush their dreams.
Push of a button.
Right. No juggling emails. I know you do that, Sunday Jeff. No calls to your office. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by Fortune 100 companies.
Sunday Jeff's VHS vault.
That's it.
Yeah, Fortune 101.
It's coming back.
He's part of the Fortune 101.
Back. Vinyl, might as well have VHS come back.
Yeah, I mean,
Betamax.
You would give out those the cards, the membership cards, like the old school membership cards.
I picture it work about 5 years from now.
And then you can.
I don't think so.
You can charge people to join.
I don't think it would ever come back because first off, you need everybody to buy a VCR again.
Yeah,
and the hassle of returning a movie.
Yeah,
look, they started making What are you talking about? They started making
you want in on a little piece of the pie here?
We're gonna open a VHS store.
Sunday Jeff's VHS.
We figured vinyl made it back, and then everything else.
All right.
You're gonna miss out, man.
Just $10,000 he needs.
$10,000?
$10,000 buy-in.
If I could see a business plan, I'll show it to my business manager.
That's the business plan.
They sell a lot of T-shirts over the internet too. All the ants would buy one.
Well, that is a good investment. Just making the T-shirts. That I would wear that T-shirt. That sounds cool.
How many
And then
people
just have
come
my
in?
video store on the back of the T-shirt.
How many people
No,
come into his video store? He has prime real estate. He's on Broad Street.
Okay. Oh, I would love it.
He takes over like a pretty decent size, like almost like Citibank.
He's got over 100,000 VHS tapes in the library.
Yeah. How many people on a daily basis walk into that there?
It depends on it. It's on a weekend. I bet you he gets over triple figures. But it's how many people rent. That's the key. And I don't think anybody's renting because
Free membership.
They don't even show VHS tapes in like prisons anymore.
Well, the point is that Sunday Jeff is going to use ziprecruiter.com/TESD
to hire his staff.
Yeah, he's going to hire one or two people because he can't run the whole
Wants
thing
a job
by himself.
for 2 weeks.
You got a shot, though.
That's ziprecruiter.com/TESD. One more time, try it for free. Oh, for free, Sunday Jeff. Come on.
Do you think are there any of the big movies like Avengers or do they release them in VHS even in limited quantity? No. Oh, so you can't even get the new movies when they come out.
No way.
So you're stuck selling. You're
This fucking asshole still owes me a trip to Vegas from the whole VHS thing.
I'll bring you in May, like right around the third week in May or so.
When I'm going anyway.
Do you have any
I'll meet
VHS
you
at home?
No.
Anything left?
No.
Not one VHS.
No.
What's it called? VHS tape?
You
You
don't
got
know
rid of them all? Well,
That was a fucking stupid
its
move.
high point.
How are you going to stock your store now?
What was the most VHS tapes in your
I don't really
collection?
have that many VHS. Probably about 40, maybe 50. I
That's
don't
a
have that
lot.
many VHS tapes.
No. Star Wars.
Star Wars. Actually, you know what? I think I still have some Disney ones at home.
Still got them, huh?
Yeah.
That's all you're really going to. That's your first. That's your core.
That's my children's
That's
section?
what you're going to build. That's what you're going to build your fortune on when you open up the store. You only got the Disneys.
That's all right. I'll have the Tinkerbell.
Vault. Disney Vault. Man, I had so many because I worked in Blockbuster, so I would just.
You still got them?
Nah, I threw most of them out. I think I kept.
I hated the Disney ones, too.
I don't
The
know,
fucking
I don't know if I have
cases
any
were
left.
10 times the size of everything else.
Yeah, the clamshell.
Those are very collectible. They're like the old 80s horror clamshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard video
Maybe
shit.
call it. Maybe call
Yeah.
it. You know what?
Yeah, their stuff's
and to fool
expensive.
people, maybe call it the clamshell because then people think it's a restaurant.
Yeah, the clam
Get
shit.
'em in.
No. They think it's like a strip bar, right? Like the bearded clamshell.
Ooh.
They're thinking, right? You black out the windows.
You just got
Not a lot of people are going to walk
You have like
in,
a
though,
clam
then.
opening and closing down a pole.
So wait, so they walk
pretty
in
awesome.
thinking it's a restaurant, and they're like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
That's cool.
They turn around and walk right out again. Like there's this old man. He looks sad. He's trying to rent VHS tapes. He's got like 3 in a place that has fucking 10,000 square feet.
101 Dalmatians,
Fucking
the
new-
Fox and the Hound 2.
New release was
Not
like
even Fox and the Hound 1.
New
You know
releases.
how hard the first one is to get?
New releases.
And
Die
a
Hard
bootleg
3.
Song of the South, which he's banking everything on. 'Cause
He's like, this will get me some notice. Like,
I got 2 copies of
my
the
street cred.
I got 2 copies of the Revenge of Jafar. The one where Robin Williams didn't even do the genie's voice. He's like, I got him. Get him found for me.
Who wants to go first? No, I texted you. Did you have time to find you didn't have time to find a topic either. You're busy today, though. Okay, you got Brian. What do you got?
I got. This is.
What do you got? Let's start off
It's a
with
good thing
you.
you brought something for him. Yeah, I got
Okay.
something.
All right.
I
I got one.
As mentioned, I went to Scotland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I did while I was there was I went to the most haunted pub in Edinburgh.
Whoa.
Okay, it was the site of the Ant Moot. There were a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good time. So this, as they claim, is the most haunted pub.
Okay.
And the only haunted thing that I could find about it was somebody had written in chalk. It's called the, hold on a second, I'll tell you what it is. It's the, where is it? The Banshee Labyrinth, parts of this club were once part of the infamous underground vaults of Edinburgh. These vaults were home to some of Edinburgh's most destitute and unsavory characters. It was here that many of these people met their gruesome end. If you put your drink down anywhere here, be careful, as it may just be thrown against a wall by an unseen force, or roofied by a guy with a beard. One spirit that lurks here by locals is known as the Banshee. On one occasion, the workers who were renovating the pub heard a blood-curdling scream coming from one of the vaults. Moments later, one of the workmen received a phone call informing him that one of his family members had just passed away. Now, there's also something on the wall. It was like a walled-up chimney. And there was a story about some girl who got murdered, like a little girl, and her name was Molly, and nobody thought it was true. And then when they unbricked this,
I'm very pleased. I mean, I thought I was scared that this would be your first overkill without a murdered child involved.
Well, actually,
I was like, oh, whew,
he's losing it.
Relief.
He's losing it. So it's this girl Molly, and they unbricked the fireplace, and they say when they unbricked it, they found a child's shoe, and it was, as all children write their names on their shoes, it said Molly on it.
Right.
And the other haunted thing was a plastic Halloween skeleton that they had hung from the ceiling. Other than that, it didn't really seem all that haunted to me.
Well,
I mean, if you're the lesser haunted pubs, like what the fuck's going on there?
But the key word here is I don't know if anybody else, did you guys catch it early on and when he was reading the story?
No.
Self-proclaimed most haunted tavern.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It also was self-proclaimed fucking metal club, and all they did was play Wham and a bunch of like bullshit music.
Wham?
Yeah, like
George Michael Wham?
Yeah, like the closest they came to metal.
George Michael was haunting the tavern that night.
Yeah, he was haunting the bathroom, right?
That was never proven.
No, that was proven. He got busted. Didn't he get busted in the restroom?
I think so, yeah. He had to do like community service and all that shit. So how did the Ant Moot go?
It went really well.
Yeah.
A lot of people there. Had a good time.
Nice.
I'll talk more about it on the episode before this.
No, I think this is the first one.
Oh, we're going to do this one this week?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll talk more about it on the second one.
Yeah.
Which will be
next week.
Okay. Yes, it was very cool to see that many people get together and just watch that community interact. People who didn't know each other before, who are friends now, and people that come from different countries, and it was nice. It was nice to just since it's hard to enjoy anything on a personal level, it was easier to sit back and watch everyone else have a good time and interact. It was cool.
That's cool, dude.
But the rest of it was, I did watch Ming a lot. Ming was, there's like a room where it's like a tiny bar. I guess it was like one of the catacomb rooms or whatever, one of the vaults. And they have a screen on the wall, like a TV screen. Mm-hmm. And what you're seeing is what's going on in the next room, which is the dance floor. And, where people are dancing and shit. And I became consumed with a few other people watching Ming dance, and just the level. He's got to be on something. He's got to be. He's got to be on something, or that he's like organic brain damage that affected like whatever makes you need sleep, and he just keeps going.
Did you not take video of this?
No, because it looked so shitty, you really couldn't see it.
All right.
But it was fun to watch. Like he's dancing with a girl, and then a lesbian steals his girl, and then he kind of like dances by himself for a little bit, and then he's dancing with some guy, and then he's like back to the girl again. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a testament to how bored I was, but
I wish Mike was here.
He's like, it could be blowing Mike.
But didn't Mike go to Scotland?
Mike did go to Scotland, yeah, but he brought his family, so. I think it was
no fun to be had.
By the 6th or 7th time of making an excuse to his wife of why he had to leave. Yeah. He got caught sneaking out. Michael? Oh, hey. Yeah? Are you going to see Ming again? No.
Creaking of the door.
Kids are just crying silently, just weeping. Damn Dad's going to get a blowjob from Ming. God damn right. Like Ming's right outside the door. Hurry up, bitch.
It took you so long.
Oh, Lord.
So Ming's bullying Mike into sucking his dick. All right, well, none of that happened. But none of that really happened. But we were...
I should lock this monster?
It was interesting. It's interesting to watch Ming. I like watching him.
Yeah.
Like observing him from a distance, you know? And I was there for a long time. We got there at like 9. I was there till like 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a stretch, man. It was a stretch.
Put in your time.
Yeah. But also the hotel. Now you'll like this, Walt. The hotel was near a place that in the area it's known as the pubic triangle.
Ew.
And it's
It's like the Devil's Triangle.
a little bit. It's a little
Bermuda
devilish.
Triangle.
I don't think anybody goes missing, but it's like a triangular like piece of land where like all the strip clubs in Edinburgh are there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's why they call it the pubic triangle. Now, one of them was named Burke and Hare, and I recognized it. I was like, "What the?" I was like, "I recognize that name, those names," but I couldn't remember from where. And it turns out that they were serial killers.
Burke and Hare?
In Scotland, Burke and Hare murders, right. Series of 16 murders committed over a period of about 10 months in 1828. And what they were doing was they were killing people and then selling their bodies to a doctor because there was a demand for cadavers. Scottish law required that corpses used for medical research should only come from those who had died in prison, suicide victims, or foundlings and orphans. How about that?
Orphans.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
rough.
if you kill
That's
yourself,
a rough addition to the list.
kill yourself, you die in prison, or you got no parents.
You got no one that loves you.
Yeah. The shortage of corpses led to an increase in grave robbing by what were known as resurrection men. And what they would do is they would rob the graves. I found this out when I went to the Surgeons Museum. They would rob the graves and they would like any jewelry or money they would leave behind because technically taking the body wasn't a crime, but taking the possessions was.
Okay.
So they would leave all the valuable shit behind and just take the body and sell it. So these guys, Burke and Hare, started
killing people
and selling the bodies to this doctor. Some doctor. They received what was for them the generous sum of £7.
A question for you guys. When do you think it's acceptable to name? Like, how long does it have to be 100 years in between the murders before you name something after murderers?
It's got to be a pretty long time,
right?
You can't open the O.J. Simpson pub.
Yeah, but what? Like I was gonna say, what about that? What about that? That
like
lake?
the Jeffrey Dahmer pub.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like remember the lake and that other that Asian dude.
Leonard Lake and Charles Ng. Yeah.
Yeah. So can you imagine
open the strip club?
Like 100 years from now, would it be okay to open up that strip club, the Lake and Ng
think so.
pub?
I looked it up. I looked it up because I was like, is it like a serial killer museum? Like, what the fuck? Why would they name it after these guys? And I looked it up because I'm like, I'm not going there if it's just a regular strip club. Then it turned out to be a regular strip club. It's just named after these guys. Nah, I didn't go. It was, but I thought the same thing. I was like, can you imagine trying to the outrage?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying in 100 years from now, though, would there be outrage? Like,
I think people will be like, who the fuck is that? Right now, people might be like, who the fuck is that?
Right. But, not many people know the Birkenstock and
Burke and Hare, yeah. Birkenstock. The Birkenstock murderer. Hey, man. I'm going to fucking drown you in patchouli oil, dude.
But they're not recognizable names to only to the serial killer aficionado, as such as yourself, is going to get jar that. So,
So what's the benefit?
I don't know. But I'm saying, like in 100 years, will a Dahmer, will the Lake and Ng, will they become as
like the Jack the
boogeymen?
Ripper pubs?
Yeah, will they become the boogeymen of that time? And there's no fear of offending somebody or it being in poor taste.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. You know.
I mean, history says yes.
I mean, right? I mean, it has to be
right. Yeah.
But I mean, but now there's so much more. You can look up photos.
Well, you can do that with Jack the Ripper's victims. They have photos of them.
I think, because
and they're pretty fucked up.
Yeah, you're right.
But also no families of the victims would be alive right now to be like, what the fuck? But in 100 years, like you say, everyone is going to be like, well, they'll be like, who? But I think those guys, like if you're going to talk tag teaming serial killers, like, I don't know. There's not that many. And there's not that many that are well known, like the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, the Menendez Brothers Cafe.
Or the Menendez Brothers Child Care Facility. Or the old folks home. Senior development.
Oof.
The Menendez Brothers Rest in Peace home.
What do you think, Q?
About
the whole...
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Wait, everything I said?
Yeah.
Dude,
So you don't
I had
believe
your
it?
back about the
No, I believe that Ming danced with a lesbian. I certainly believe that. I'm not saying anything you said isn't true.
But you don't believe there's a haunted tavern? You don't believe that your ale may be thrown against the wall if you're not got your fingers on it?
I'd have to see that on my own.
The only glasses and pints that I saw falling to the floor were because people were wasted and knocking them to the floor. I didn't see anything flying against walls or any of that shit. It was a decidedly unhaunted atmosphere, really.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Has there ever been any video documentation of ale levitating off a table and flying against the wall?
Not that I know.
I mean, it's just a way to get more people into the pub, right?
Yeah. I saw. I don't want to.
Yeah, they're like, here's a fucking American asshole with a dumb look on his face. I'm like, I hear it's haunted. Any kids get killed here? They're like, well, now that you mention it.
Yeah, behind that brick wall.
Yeah, like, cool. Ooh, they found a shoe.
One of the funniest things that I ever heard a comedian say, Adam Sandler said, he said he was taking a dick pic, right? He took a dick pic and there was a ghost in it. So he couldn't show anybody because he didn't like the way the picture came out of his dick. So he was going on about the quandary of having proof of ghosts, but not being able to show anybody because his dick was in the photo.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny setup.
Doesn't say when it opened, but I'm seeing like 2016, 2015.
I love it. There used to be these bars in Manhattan. There's only one left. It's called Slaughtered Lamb. But there used to be Slaughtered Lamb. Oh, no. Jekyll and Hyde is open, too. Slaughtered Lamb, Jekyll and Hyde, Night Gallery, and Jack the Ripper pub were these four horror-themed pubs in Manhattan. And now there's only two. There's only two down there in the Village. And they had things like that. Like, they had things that were move and spooky things and the walls would bleed and shit like that. And they would
what? Like they did special effects, or you mean they told you? Okay.
No, it was themed.
Oh, okay.
But some of them were grungier than others. Like, it was pretty fucking cool. Like,
so if you were drunk,
you never fell for it, but it did create an atmosphere that was like kind of cool. And to find the bathroom, you had to go into this library and push the right book. Like, it was fucking crazy.
And it's not there anymore, huh? That sounds pretty cool. Like that would get a lot of tourists.
Jekyll and Hyde's still there, and Slaughtered Lamb is there, but not the other two. And one year we were going into Jack the Ripper, and they were pulling this body out, like in a movie, like on a stretcher with a white sheet over it. And for sure, I thought, because they did stuff like that, props and stuff like that. I was like, this is fucking awesome. They have a fake body being carted out, and it wasn't. It was an actual death that happened in the apartment above it, and they were getting the body out, and we were all just laughing like, that's fucking awesome. And the EMT guy was like, no, guys, it's not. It's not.
But do you, knowing, having your mind opened to the realms of the unexplained, are you ready to say there are no haunted pubs?
No, I'm not ready to say that at all.
No, but what about this one? What would
Well, if Brian had seen something, I'd be apt to believe it. It sounded like a lot of talk, no show.
Jeff, what do you think? Are there haunted pubs?
No.
No?
No.
I like that. Simple, direct.
Yeah.
He just knows.
It really lends itself to conversation. No. Sunday Jeff, I know that you're obsessed with elevating your underwear game to the next level with MeUndies. You've perfected your wardrobe, but what about the stuff not everybody gets to see?
Still recording, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, there we go. If you've been settling for store-bought underwear, 5 packs, I got something that's going to change your life for the better, Sunday Jeff. It's called MeUndies. It's the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off. Is that true?
Yeah.
I like to just put on my shirt and walk around bottomless for a while.
Yeah, dangling.
A good couple hours before I finally commit to the underwear. Then I'll put on one sock, maybe a hat. What's the first thing? So what is MeUndies? Oh, just seriously soft. I'm gonna get in trouble again. MeUndies are designed in L.A. Now, why is that important? I got in trouble for not reading these correctly. Who cares where they're made?
MeUndies got on your ass?
Designed.
Not
LA
MeUndies.
is trendy.
Designed. Doesn't say
Designed
made,
in
it says
L.A.
designed.
and made from sustainably sourced micromodal or micromodal.
How much less sexy is it if we were to say MeUndies is designed in Montana?
Yeah, I guess
very
so.
sexy.
LA or New York or Paris.
Yeah.
It has to be a pretty big city in order for somebody to take notice. Right. But if they're like, oh shit, man, they're designing them in Boise, Idaho, people are like, who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
All right, good fuck.
That's
all
why
right.
MeUndies is smart.
That's why they're fucking making money hand over fist, and I'm the asshole reading about them.
Yeah, getting yelled at for it too.
Yeah, like you're not doing it good enough, asshole. Do it better. MeUndies softer. Yeah, it wasn't anyone specific. It was just like the ad guy was like gave us a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
because I tend to go blah 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 too much and not read the points.
Did they complain to him, or he listened and wanted to get ahead of the complaints?
No, I think they complained. Softer than soft, luxurious undies. Sunday Jeff. You ever consider wearing women's panties?
No.
Okay.
Not even in like some weird sex game?
Maybe.
There you go.
All right.
Couldn't do it. So self-conscious about
They're
it.
soft though.
Yeah, it just looks so disturbing.
It would, right?
It would definitely harsh me. Yeah.
Like some weird humiliation game.
Yeah.
It would harsh your
Not
boner.
not into humiliation.
Yeah.
Really?
Giving or
Fuck,
receiving?
that's-
Neither?
Neither.
Oh, wow.
Humiliation doesn't do it for me.
Really?
Yeah, no. Shockingly.
I'm not into receiving it, but it just seems to be my lot in life. If you're not ready for a subscription, that's okay, Sunday Jeff. Don't worry. You can still save. That's because MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first pair. Just use MeUndies.com/TESD. Get 20% off your first pair. If you don't like them, you send them back. They recycle them, or they send them to some African country, like in the Super Bowl, the team that doesn't win, they send all this shit over there.
Do you know how it sounds like MeUndies is very self-conscious about how trendy they appear to be?
Yeah.
Could they offer? Because I see the commercials now on a lot of TV I watch.
Let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
MeUndies.com/TESD. All right, go ahead.
A lot of TV I watch, the channels, a lot of advertising geared towards older people, and apparently there's underwear now for leakage.
Oh.
Could MeUndies offer a leak-free underwear and still be considered trendy?
No.
That's called
Not at all.
It's called Me Huggies.
Yeah, like Loot Crate, how they have the bigger Loot Crate or Loot Crate for your pets.
Right.
Like, sure, why not? Are they missing out on the geriatric crowd?
Well, I
That's
mean,
like every time I laugh, I piss.
well, I mean, I imagine though that like every day we're getting closer to the needing underwear that stops leaking for us, right?
Oh, you think? That was 3 years ago for me.
So, I mean, I think MeUndies is so worried about their image, though, that they wouldn't even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Though.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you've seen the pictures they tweet, right?
Right.
It's always like a young, sexy guy or sexy girl, or in my case, where they exploit a fatty. They're like, yeah, let's pretend that we make underwear for fatzos like him.
But the leak, but it's
The leakage, yeah. If they're going,
why is that so taboo, though? Why is that so like we won't touch that? Why? What is so? I mean, it's just a part of life.
It is, but I think that it's kind of a downer. When people are like, I'm incontinent. Like, what's their game plan? Like, I mean,
Because you can still look sexy
While
and
reeking
still
of
and
piss.
still.
You're not going to smell sexy, but you're going to look sexy.
If the ad people were mad last week, I'll later hear this one.
Yeah, the undies. Make those piss pants.
You may not be interested in haunted pubs, but I knew something you were interested in, and I want to apologize for a couple years ago, or I don't even know it was a couple years ago, but I scoffed at you.
I might have dreamed it.
Scoffed at me.
And I came down on you. I don't think you were here, Q. When you filled in on an overkill, and I asked you to bring a story, and you brought a story about, and you wanted to talk about pyramids, and I didn't want to talk about pyramids because I was like, it's so played out. You could, I was like, no one gives a fuck about pyramids. It's like one of the, it's like it's like the top 10 most played out mystery topic of all time, right? The pyramids and all that bullshit. But something has happened that. Do you still want to know how the pyramids were built?
No, I know how to. I'm Jewish. I'm pretty much sure how the pyramids were
I had a
built.
couple uncles who died on the job.
Wait a minute. You said. Wait a minute. Now you're saying you know how they were built, but
Of course. Yeah. Uncle Mordecai, Uncle Ishmael.
Yeah.
They all built it.
Yeah.
Of course you know how the pyramids were built.
do you remember? But just like last year, he came to it. The overkill and was like, "I want to talk about the pyramids. I don't know how it happened. It's just so fucked up that it."
As far as I know how they were built. As far as like how the certain things were inside of it, how certain hieroglyphics were written, when there's no light able to get down there. That's the stuff.
So how'd they get those stones up to the top? I'm ready to tell you how they did it, and it wasn't because of your
uncle.
your uncles, and your
You got the guy at the haunted pub.
no. I'm serious. This is
Your Illuminati eye. What
He's
is
mocking you. You bring him a topic.
yeah. But I thought you'd be. I thought you would be into this. I thought you'd be like on the edge of your seat.
Yes, well, I am.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Nabir ibn al-Sumad?
It's your cousin, right?
Isn't that the real name of Apocalypse? The fucking mutant?
It's not the character from the X-Men, Q.
Okay.
It sounds like that,
It's only the world's most renowned Egyptologist.
okay.
What do you
You
think?
got my attention.
What do you think he studies? What do you think his
Pyramids.
expertise is? Pyramids, pharaohs, all that shit. He's a professor. And he has come to the conclusion that pyramids were built with the help. And this is the most world-renowned professor in the world. Get ready for this. Tamed dinosaurs.
Whoa. Like fucking bedrock? Like fucking the gravel pit?
It is essentially
Yeah, but
Fred
never
Flintstone. And he says that because he has found this papyri. You ever heard of papyri? It's what they wrote on. It's all they're all over the inside the pyramids.
Papyrus?
You know how you're talking about the hieroglyphics and stuff.
Papyrus?
Papyrus?
Papyri. It's
Papyri?
Pap Y-R-I.
I always thought that was papyrus.
Ancient papyri talks about.
I mean, you're listening to Walt in terms of pronunciation.
Well, I'm the fucking...
It's not papyrus.
Right. That's paper, right? It's like a type
This
of
is
paper.
something. This is some sort of scrolls. And there's talk of that they had help from the god beasts, and
Those
they
guys.
talk about how the god beast lived underwater and could walk on land, and was so strong it could lift the blocks and put into place.
In the desert.
Well, it wasn't. What are you talking about? The Nile, bro. It wasn't all. It was succulent. The Nile and full of.
I'm
Dinosaurs.
going back. I think I'm starting to.
Tame
I think
dinosaurs.
my ancestors are building the pyramids there.
I'm
How many
not saying
dinosaur
that they didn't have
bones did they
slaves
find in
doing it
Egypt?
too, but the discovery of the ancient papyri and 26 stone cosmetic palettes bearing carved decoration and hieroglyphic writings was made a few kilometers outside of modern Cairo. This team of researchers believe that the caves served some kind of boat storage depot back 4,600 years ago. And they talk about the god beast, the Ra Netka. It was basically like a brontosaurus that we know today. and it was docile enough that they could get it to lift stones and put into place.
Is there any evidence?
No.
Well, there's evidences right there on the hieroglyphics and in the writings.
They wrote it down.
Why are we so quick to believe everything else that they write about? Oh, okay, well that's how they made fucking pottery and shit. But yet, when they talk about the dinosaurs, then we're like, no, this obviously was bullshit.
A couple months ago, weren't you like dinosaurs didn't exist?
Right, and that's where I've always been fluid in my beliefs, though. Like if I hear something
not your
or read
gender,
something,
but your beliefs.
But if I read or see something that makes me go, okay,
Things that make you go,
I'll go, all right. Well, then I'm not so like it's not written in stone for me. I'll be okay. So now I can.
But you said it was written in stone on the papyrus.
I meant me though.
He's got you.
I meant me though. I'm talking about like I didn't believe in dinosaurs. This is what it may look like, Q.
Okay, how big is the?
yeah, look at that, man.
What?
It's
What
in
are
the
you laughing?
hieroglyphics, man. Look right there.
But why are we? But we can believe other hieroglyphics, right?
say.
When they shows them doing everything else in the mundane part of their lives, but yet when they show the moon beast, we're like, oh well, they must
When
have
they're
been.
just standing
They look
weird
more
and
like
shit,
cats
right?
than brontosauruses to me. The faces are
Let me see
almost
the
like
god
tigers or jaguars or cats. Why would they do? Why would they do? I'm just saying, is that a dinosaur head?
I'm going with
It's
the
a
third grade
dinosaur head.
pronunciation.
It's a.
That's not a dinosaur head. That's a cat's head. Look at the Sphinx.
That's a long neck. I never saw a cat with a neck that long.
This is crazy.
But now it's proof positive that scientists have thought that men did not live with dinosaurs, though.
Look at
They
that.
saw a picture.
Which is supposedly true.
Look at that.
Supposedly true.
What's that if that not a Loch Ness Monster type fucking creature?
But you know how much has
like somebody
changed since
stepped
we were
on
little
Or
kids?
or a salamander, if that's the head.
Looks like a rat.
And that's the tail.
Where they just stepped on something while they were pouring the concrete.
I don't think
This
that's how they
discovery
made
was-
hieroglyphics.
This discovery occurs decades after paleontologists have unearthed the first fossils of a colossal new species of dinosaur in Egypt, one of the heaviest creatures to have ever walked the earth.
They have bones. They have pictures of the bones.
Yeah, this is all true shit. This is all legitimate stuff. This guy is not some like
Dude, a year ago,
Fly by
you were
night.
like, hey, how'd they build the fucking...
I know, and
now he's bringing it to you.
now I tell you how, and you're just like, and you're not impressed at all. You sound like you're mad.
He's like, the wonder is gone.
Who cares?
Who cares? The fact that now also there's proof that men walked alongside dinosaurs, something that we have been told by
I'm
so-called
sure
experts.
this would have been on the news somewhere.
Because it's
Don't you think that's pretty important? That they've said that, so basically you're saying that man and dinosaur walked the earth when they were supposed to be millions of years apart from each other?
how many times have scientists had to gone back on what they told us since we were kids? Okay, well, you know what? What we thought was true actually isn't true. Now we believe this is how it happened. Why is it so hard to believe that dinosaurs and man walked the earth together?
So you're saying that dinosaurs were the only ones around that could lift up those stones and build them?
Who else could?
Okay. How big is the Giza pyramid? To the top. That's one long fucking neck.
How long
isn't
is it? Do you know?
It's a lot longer than a brontosaurus's neck.
Well, yeah, but he had a platform. They they get the dinosaur. I just told you it was docile and trained. They would get it to climb up to a certain point, and then it would just build it like how we build
up
it.
there. How do you train a dinosaur?
It was also, you said the heaviest being ever. So that's one that must have a lot of quite a payload.
Yeah, how much could it lift?
But where is evidence? Do they say where evidence is of these creatures? Bones, bodies?
Yeah, they found
How many
bones of
bones
it.
could you? They
They
said
found bones.
They found bones of
The
this
height
creature.
was 481 feet. The Great Pyramid of Giza.
481
that fucking
feet?
damn dinosaur.
Okay, so
It's
how
almost
tall is
5
the
stories.
Sears Tower?
Yeah.
No,
You're talking
a
like 5
story is
stories.
10 feet, buddy.
Right. Oh wait. Oh yeah, you're right. So 48
Yeah.
stories. Okay.
It's huge.
And so you're saying that, okay, so that the height alone makes you go, it's not possible for a dinosaur to help?
Dinosaur up there. You think a dinosaur's going to crawl?
But they could use those.
Well, how'd they get human beings up there?
They could use it like steps. Sunday, Jeff.
I know.
It makes sense.
It would be like what we consider like a gigantic, like, oh, that's like 100 feet in between steps. That's just like little baby steps for a fucking dinosaur.
For a moon dog.
Yeah, when you're carrying fucking
No,
6
God
tons of
beast.
fucking
God
brick up
beast.
there.
What?
When you're carrying a 6-ton brick up there.
They could carry a whole bunch and put it right on, like,
But how do you know that? How
this
does
is the
anybody know how
theory.
much
The hieroglyphics and the papyri.
That's why they found the bones there, because if it is true, he
That's
snapped
not
his
papyri
fucking
yet.
neck trying to lift the fucking thing up. Then they hired my boys to go and finish the job.
They didn't hire him.
Yeah, that's right. We got
So you're saying it's impossible. This can't even possibly be true.
No, I don't believe that.
Sunday, Jeff. What
Sunday,
happened
Jeff,
to your
I
sense
thought-
of wonder?
Yeah, I mean,
What happened to
I'm
your
starting to wonder about your brain.
You think you took too much iodine?
I think so.
but when you're talking about though, when you have people with stature saying it, and you show you the pictures, because like I said, you're willing to believe whatever picture is shown on there, as long as it's not too outlandish, right?
The pyramids are there.
Right.
They exist.
Right.
Okay.
The pictures are real. Moon Beast picture is real, right? The Moon Beast?
Well, that picture that he showed, but I don't think that's a dinosaur. The head doesn't look like a dinosaur. It looks more like a cat.
The
to me.
papyri describes a beast, a colossal god beast that lived in the water, Brontosaurus, and walked on land, Brontosaurus.
In all fairness, when you say picture, it's an etching in stone, not like a photograph.
Right, but
Right.
yet we have discovered and we
See
have.
the picture again. Isn't it like that the shape that it is? Isn't it like the shape of the Ankh?
But how much information have we gleaned from the hieroglyphics to tell us how
A lot.
to how they lived back then? Right.
Gleaned? Yes. Quite a bit.
Okay. So why? So yet, but certain things were like, well, that can't
Hey,
be true,
dude.
but this is true.
Dude, I believe it.
Look at that.
Sunday Jeff is the one who's
Look at that.
the denier.
Look at those moon beats.
He's a dino
God
denier. I keep saying moon beast.
Is that the head of a cat or a head of a?
That's definitely not the neck of a cat. That's a dinosaur neck.
With the face
Why
of a cat.
would you
They
think
liked
it's a cat
cats.
though?
Well, they
call
liked
it.
Look at the tail.
Well, the Egyptians were totally into cats. Too.
You don't
Yeah,
think that
they were
you
awesome.
don't think that a brontosaurus
cat
had a
people.
tail? The tail must have been as longer than the
They
Concorde.
said that all cats came from Egypt.
Really?
Yeah, that they all come from this one species
Yeah, the
of
whole thing is
domesticated cats. All came from
Look
a
at that. Doesn't that look like
a
a
species
cat's
of
tail?
sand cats.
It's a cat's head.
Sand cat.
out in the desert that is still alive.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, let me
The
see.
circle looks
I'm
like
looking
it's set
at
up
it.
like an Ankh.
It looks like the body.
Look at the
It
tail.
looks like basically it looks like a giraffe cat.
Okay, the papyri describes the beasts as
Go on.
tame
I'm with
beasts,
that. I'll believe that. It's a giraffe cat. Let's go with
tame
giraffe
beasts
cat.
of burden, who eat the Nile grass, whose tail, when lashed, can kill an army of men, and whose necks reach out towards the sky, which lead us to believe the creature could depict a species of brontosaurus. Mr.
Lead us to believe.
Right, but that's all. That's all. When you go see the Museum of Natural History, you think that everything that's written in there is gospel, and it's all what leads us to
I don't look
believe
at it
these
that way. I
conclusions.
don't read what I'm saying
Fucking
as far as
sheep.
what I can say. Like I know the mummies are there. I know they have the caskets. I know the
Okay.
sarcophagus. Those are
Right.
there.
How do you
Those
say
are
it?
there. They have evidence of that. They have evidence of the pyramid.
Okay, but they also have evidence
Easy,
of the god beast now.
Like Jerry Lewis over there. Look at him with those glasses.
But they have evidence of the god beast. They in the hieroglyphics. If you are to believe that the hieroglyphics are true, and you do, why are you
Somebody
unwilling?
wrote them. I'm just saying that looking at that picture that Q just showed me, the neck is long, but I'm saying if you look at the tail looks like it's more of
Okay.
a cat.
What about
and
the
head looks like
papyri
it's more
though?
like-
The papyri states
You're not taking the papyri into account, Sunday Jeff.
beasts of burden. Okay,
Beast
does that
of
sound like
Burden's
a cat?
jackass.
Who eat the Nile grass, whose tail when lashed can kill an army of men. Okay, what cat when it wags its tail is going to kill an army of men?
Yeah, Benjamin doesn't hurt when he wags his tail.
Whose necks reach out to touch the sky.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, come on. You got no answer.
Its long-necked, long-tailed vegetarian could have straddled a modern African elephant, says experts. We can't speculate if this is the species of dinosaur that may have lived amongst ancient Egyptians, but fossil remains are fairly prevalent in the Nile region, and these amphibious beasts were definitely common in the area at one time.
Where can we see these bones?
On the
That's what I want
internet.
to say. I want to see what the bones.
Oh, on the internet? Did
Yeah.
you get pictures or no?
I don't have pictures of that.
put
But
a full
I got a
dinosaur
picture of what he
together.
looked like. I didn't think you'd want to see bones.
Check out this
It
fucking
looks like
papyri.
Walking with Dinosaurs. It looks like the fucking cover of the DVD. We're Walking with Dinosaurs.
It looks like Land Before Time.
But that's
Looks
what it
like
would have looked
Littlefoot.
like, though.
Yeah, that's a brontosaurus.
Doesn't that make more
Egyptian
sense
dinosaur bones.
than what we've been told in school?
That people actually built the pyramids?
Yeah, because it's not possible that people built it.
Why is it not possible?
How could they have lifted those stones that high?
Look up how they built the
Oh,
pyramids.
look at that. Those are some dinosaur bones. found in Egypt. And they look like what Walt's describing.
Let me say.
That doesn't look like the long neck.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of short, though.
Yeah, it's
Well, I mean, you got to figure they exaggerated it for the hieroglyphics, but that could do it. That could carry a.
But can he put the block on top of a 500-foot?
Fuck yeah!
See, I thought it was a series of like levers and.
No.
It's like, no, wasn't that?
It was a dinosaur.
That beast.
What I find even more fascinating is that it was tamed and docile, though.
That'd be cool, right?
Right?
Well, why is he smashing armies of people then? Because they told him to?
He was trained to do it.
Why don't we do that against North Korea? Send a fucking dinosaur over
Send
there.
a moon beast.
Start wrecking house.
The only dinosaur I know is Sunday Jeff and his antiquated mind.
This looks like a little bit more of how the pyramids were built than your fucking bullshit dinosaur fucking Flintstone.
Fucking.
This is what we were taught in school. This is the lie that amongst many that we were told.
This is the lie?
That's the lie.
Does this look a little bit
Land
more
of the Lost
convincing
is the truth.
than what he just sold you?
I mean, I just like to keep an open mind about these things, Jeff. Maybe pre-Prussian kissing of the skull, I would have agreed with you, but now I don't know.
I just typed in how the pyramids are built. So far, I have not seen a picture of a dinosaur.
Is there proof positive? There is no other way that it could have been built, but other than
There, I found the real deal. There's the proof right there.
What?
Oh, yep, that's
Aliens?
it.
What's it a picture of?
It's an alien.
An alien?
An alien ship.
But there's a lot of speculation. Would you agree?
I don't believe dinosaurs would.
Would you? Wait, don't dodge the question. There's a lot of speculation about how the pyramids are built.
I'm owed an
Agree?
answer.
Hello?
No.
There's no speculation out there.
Yeah, apparently there is.
Q, you, before today, did you know 100% how the pyramids are built?
No,
Brian?
I didn't.
What's that?
Did you know before today? Did you know exactly, like you could say with 100% conviction, this is how the pyramids are built?
Conviction.
No, not
Nobody
before.
really knows
Not before
100%
this
conviction.
podcast. No.
Zune, bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody can. There's the other dinosaur.
There we go. It's over Sunday, Jeff.
Yeah.
You've been zoomed.
It's over.
You had
You're
your
done.
chance.
You had your chance, and then you're fucking pulling up
on the
stupid
books.
photos.
Damn it, do.
You're
It's on
pulling
the books. Dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs. Make sure I check that out tomorrow. See if they change the books by tonight.
Well, they don't want to change the books. You know why? Because it costs too much money to
We're
change
still
the
recording,
books.
right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You believe everything that's been in your textbooks?
No, I don't believe a lot of shit.
Then why? Then why are you so
Because that's
aggressive?
a lunatic fucking answer. That's why. That dinosaurs were alive in the fucking desert heat with barely any fucking
It wasn't
water.
that hot back then.
Are you crazy?
It was before global warming.
What you always you
110 degrees.
you think Egypt was as hot as it was today back then? It was all lush.
It was a jungle. It was beautiful.
Yeah, there was a jungle back then. Did you see the Ten Commandments?
Was it an 80s movie?
Yeah, we saw it. I don't think it was the 80s. I think it was a little bit early. I think it was the 60s.
Did you see the Ten? I love this silence when he's trying to think. You hear that
No, I never saw the
long
Ten
stretch of
Commandments. I never
silence?
saw the
And
Ten Commandments.
he's like, oh, what's he talking about? The
I
Ten
never saw the Ten
Commandments.
Commandments.
You never saw the Ten
No.
Commandments? You should see it.
Why?
Why the fuck would I watch that?
Why?
It's a great movie. Charlton Heston.
Yeah, I know who plays
It's all
it.
bullshit, but you know,
not
because there's not
according to
there's not a dinosaur in sight.
Okay. So what is that?
A dinosaur pulls a chariot and leads him to victory.
Yeah, where's the dinosaur?
Sorry, Sunday Jeff. I had to expose it.
Actually, no.
What?
It just actually, because Jurassic Park, that one building does look like a pyramid now.
Now you talk, you see?
Oh, see that? Oh, good.
Now-
If Spielberg told you it was fucking dinosaurs, you believe him.
He's a
But
Jew.
your fucking friend.
He's
of
a
all
Jew,
these
though.
years-
Yeah, he's not going to believe any
That's-
Gentile.
That's right.
He's a Jew, but I'm saying if you look at the building that is,
Right.
it does look like a pyramid, if I'm not mistaken.
Totally.
Look at the twinkle in your eye when you're talking
So
about it, because now you're
you
look
might
at-
have me thinking now a little bit.
and that's what I'm here to do.
Okay.
Make you think and make the listeners think.
I hope this doesn't lead into dyslexia. We're going lateral, bitches.
Soon. No, in all seriousness, you really don't believe that?
Dinosaurs, no.
You don't think it's possible that dinosaurs could have lived side by side with man? Why? Because scientists have told you?
The bones are dated well past whatever humans could have.
Who dated them?
Scientists?
Who just want to disprove God. That's all they want to do.
Damn
He
straight.
shut down, dude.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
All scientists are trying to do is throw rocks at God. That's their whole fucking agenda.
You shouldn't throw rocks at the guy who can throw boulders. That's God.
You could throw planets.
You could throw fucking planets and dinosaurs.
You could throw fucking stars, little planets.
They're called meteors.
That's where meteors come from. God's fucking pissed.
That's right.
Yeah, it's God's dingleberries.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.